Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, we had some good news yesterday, day before. Big news fight in the welterweight division between Manny Pacquiao, 8 division champ, legend, and Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence, 2 belt champion, widely considered to be the best welterweight. All right, we talked about it. It's a good fight, one that you want to watch, right? But I was also saying, right, that Errol Spence gonna need a chip on his shoulder for this fight because it's obvious that they don't want to fight Terence Crawford, right? Because Manny Pacquiao, when they were signed at the same place, Top Rank and Bob Arum, they didn't get the fight done. Matter of fact, Manny Pacquiao's trainer and Bob Arum himself was saying, hey, we didn't want him to get hurt. Bob Arum had tried everything to get that fight with Terence Crawford, even trying to get under the skin of Manny Pacquiao by putting it out publicly that he thinks Pacquiao is going to get hurt and he's trying to save him from Terence Crawford. Pacquiao's trainer and Freddie Roach saying the same thing. Now, if you a fighter and you don't believe that somebody going to beat you, right, and your trainer and your promoter say, hey, man, we don't want him to fight, he's going to get hurt. This 6 years ago. This ain't no 42-year-old Pacquiao, right? This is before Mayweather, right? So all of this, Pacquiao could have said, hold up, man, get me that fight. Never did it. Now, recently, he wanted $40 million to fight him, to Terence Crawford. So, he's going to fight Spence, and I'm just telling you, it's because I ain't fighting Crawford, especially not after no 2-year layoff. I told you guys that before, and, everybody can keep talking. Everybody's trying to say, well, listen, what about Ugas should just wait for after that fight? No, why is nobody telling, hey, Crawford should get Ugas in a unification match, so the winner then, boom, the winner fights the winner of Ugas and Crawford fights the winner of Spence and Pacquiao. We got undisputed. For some reason, they're trying to keep everybody away from Crawford. And it's really, really funny to me. But I know what time it is. Basically, Crawford is like this. He's not going to make that much money because, and I told you what the reason is. The reason is because no one that's not of color in or around his division is beating him anytime damn soon. That is the issue, right? And everybody damn knows it. But we playing the ring around the rosy like we don't know. That is the issue. The dude is simply ridiculously awesome. Now, I've been saying that over and over. Now, I heard that Errol Spence was on Twitter talking about you should blame Bob Arum for talking to Terence Crawford. Now, like I just told you, Bob Arum tried everything. You can't force these people to get in the ring. Bob Arum said, too, right in front of Crawford, he's losing money on him. And the reason is not because Crawford's not selling and he needs to sell himself and be all on Twitter and all that. It ain't that. Ain't nobody beating him, right? People need hope that somebody's going to beat a Negro League fighter, right? Negro League fighters don't get, no love. Deontay Wilder, Michael Hunter, Louis Real King Kong Ortiz, Devin Haney, Guillermo Rigondeaux, Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo, those boys. Ain't nobody gonna give them no love and no lucrative fights, right? This is what it is. And Terence Crawford's a Negro League fighter, and this is what's funny. Now, let me just show you that we're right here. And when anybody else is talking a narrative about, Terence Crawford need to be signed here and signed there. If he was signed at Top Rank where Pacquiao was and couldn't get the fight. If he was at Al Heyman, even though Al Heyman is the bomb, he still ain't getting the fight. Right? Simply. Right? Let me show you something. This is going to surprise you. Here's an article. Right? This is the deal. The title is Spence is a better matchup for Pacquiao than Crawford. Says Pac-Man's trainer, right? Again, not Freddie Roach, another one. Although Errol Spence is much younger and more active than Manny Pacquiao, Nanoy Neary says the American champion might be in for a big surprise. Nanoy Neary was already in Davao City when the news broke out that Manny Pacquiao will be fighting Errol Spence on August the 21st. Rather than worry, however, Neary was relieved. Here's why he's relieved. He preferred Spence over Terence Crawford as Pacquiao's next opponent after a 2-year break. Simply, here's a quote. Crawford is a better fighter than Spence in my opinion. Neary, one of Pacquiao's trainers, said on Saturday, May 22nd. Right? So he says style-wise, it's a better matchup for Manny Pacquiao. Right? So now I'll scroll down because I'm going to put the article in the description box. You can read it yourself. But those are the particulars that he said, you know. Those are the particulars. He said another little quote from him is, that would be enough. I don't think Spence is super special. He's not that fast and isn't too strong. He's just a big southpaw with youth on his side, right? But boy and me did mitts, and with him, Jen Sam and I can say nothing has changed. The speed and power is still there. Talking about him and Manny Pacquiao in the mitts. He also added again, Spence might be in for a big surprise. Now, I don't know if they underestimated Spence. Spence is way better. We know Spence is awesome, right? But my point is, no one thinks Spence is more awesome than Terence Crawford. Matter of fact, they both are welterweight. And like I like to always remind people, this is Crawford's third weight. Crawford is not bigger than Pacquiao. He started at 135, right? This is his third weight at 147, and he would like to get undisputed so he can go up to 154 because somebody about to be undisputed there, and I'm pretty sure he would like to get undisputed and then go to 154 and see if he can do that because he's trying to be undisputed in 2 or 3 weight divisions. So this is my point. Let's get sure. This is embarrassing for Spence, in my opinion. Spence should have a chip on his shoulder like, who the hell gonna pick me in front of anybody in boxing right now? Because that's how good Spence is. You know, who the hell? But it's Crawford, right? Crawford, people know damn well that Crawford is, in their opinion, better than Spence, right? And he's in his third weight division. Now, Spence can be a pay-per-view and the A side and all that, but at the bottom line, they ain't never called Spence #1 pound for pound. Spence has been in one division. He's awesome at welterweight, but he hasn't had to fight. If we've seen Spence take down somebody bigger than him, figure out how to get somebody bigger than him out of there, right? Break him down and get him out of there. We haven't seen him with that. You know, Spence is most of the time the bigger fighter when he's in the ring. So we're going to see that. We know he's possible. We know he's capable. Spence is all of that. The bag of chips. No doubt about it. But Terence Crawford has already done all of that, right? And he comes to this division with the moniker of pound for pound, beat up the dude who beat up Pacquiao, which Jeff Horn beat the hell out of him. Took a couple of other O's from Benavidez and Kavalikis and them. Them are O's. No matter what, just because you don't know the names and can't pronounce the names don't mean that these boys ain't nothing. Same thing, but let me just mention this too. Alexander Usyk, boxing royalty up there in the cruiserweight division. Sometimes people talk about him and they don't put no respect on that name because they don't know the names of the people that he fought in that tournament to become undisputed. The Kuchersovs of the world was 28-1 with 28 KOs. The Maurice Brideses of the world who was undefeated. The Mark Gassias with puncher powers. Both of these boys about to go up. If the people don't, the Dorticus's of the world, Mike Perez and them, Marco Huck. If you don't know them, then stop talking about boxing like you know it. Because those guys are awesome, right? We need to replace their names with like Mark Gassiev is Charlo, so somebody can understand who the hell that was. Maurice Brides is like Demetrius Andrade because his skill set. Dorticus is like Danny Garcia, so somebody can understand. No, get to know him. Just because you can't pronounce the damn names, get to know him. Alexander Usyk was that tournament, to win that tournament with all of those people that was there in that undisputed tournament. That was one of the most awesome things in the last 3 or 4 years in boxing for him to become undisputed. That's why for me he's boxing royalty. But speaking of boxing royalty, back to Terence Crawford. He's not getting a fight with Pacquiao because they prefer Spence over Pacquiao, over Terence Crawford. So that is the issue. So Terence Crawford looks good here again. People can talk about other things, but you guys that come here, focus. Terence Crawford is awesome. That's why Pacquiao won't fight him. There's no one else on the planet running around that can say that Manny Pacquiao will not fight him, except this guy. Focus. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.